Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So 15 seconds. This is the inflation. The, the inflation data released. So let's see. So a spike. So a little spike after the release. But it's a little bit weak. And if the market stays near this level, I think very likely it would continues going down. Actually wanted to add to the shorts. Like I would be the position will be too huge, and there are the next Monday will be a holiday, so I don't want it holding too like like uh, a huge position for a long weekend because I cannot like exit in Monday on Monday if there's a gap up. So the only new trades that I made yesterday is this SMR. I shorted the 9 EMA pullback or like gap up into the 9 EMA. So I shorted it on this green candle when it tries to reclaim the 9 EMA. And also like is this around the anchor VWAP. because I'm kind of missed this 1 minute candle breakdown. But I believe if it will be like too wide to stop. If your like the entry is on the 5 minute candle breakdown, it will be too wide for me. And this thing has very strong follow through compared to Rock 11 ONDS yesterday. And the gold and silver, I'm holding them into the 50 EMA weekly. I really hope that I can like follow the plan and not exiting early if they're really going down. But I think it will be so hard. It will be really hard to like, hold it into the 50 weekly. Hopefully it works. I don't know. I think Foxley is the outlier yesterday. This is the highest volume since 2021. It has the market cap of 2.4 billion, but yesterday is trading at 1.8 billion. Like 70% of its market cap. And technically, it is now above all the EMAs on the weekly chart and also the daily chart. The next potential resistance area would be like this gap. That's probably where it finds resistance yesterday near this gap down candle high. But like general, I think if the market improves, then it is a stock that I would focus on. And this gap above the prior swing high is also a really strong sign at the open. And also gap above this previous gap down level. So the 1260-ish. So it clears the resistance at the open. There's a really good gap up. And also gap above the 150 EMA on the weekly too. So 150 has acted like twice as the resistance in 2024 and 2025. And then this gap up is gapping up above it. And the strong close yesterday, like, it just proves that it has cleared the resistance. FTAI looks really strong. One of the few names that looks really good after the recent sell-off. Hold above the 21 EMA. Looking really nice. A gap up in Meridian. But it's gapping into the anchor VWAP. I think not gonna trade this. And see whether it gets rejected and crapping down, or if like close strongly and break and close above the anchor VWAP. This AMAT is absolutely insane. I traded AMAT back in 2021. somewhere around here, March 2021. I, I caught like this move, a 20% move. I feel one of the winners in my 2021. One of the few, because most of them are the losing trades. That's why I remember AMAT pretty well. It's been time flies. It's been 5 years since I traded AMAT. Oh my god. How many trading days? Oops. $1,200 trading days. After 2021, I never imagined like AMAT will be a leader or will be a tradable stock. Like it's still like tradable, like it's still moving pretty fast. I didn't expect it would be the leader of the semiconductor of the semi sector. Didn't expect it would go up more than 100% in 5 months. This ANET EP looks pretty good. Like it's gapping above this swing high here. And I love this. Like it's trying to break out from this base since the October last year. So I love buying the breakouts of a base uh, for several months. The market is, I don't know. The market is a little bit weak. I'm not sure whether it could have the follow through like Fastly did. If this one happens, maybe like in May or June last year, this will be a really good EP that I would take, but not today, I think. Reddit is down 50% from the highs. That is, it's only a month. This thing doesn't have a really nice entry all the way to the all the way down. It's going so quick. I'm still like patiently waiting for the memory names breakdown. These names, I think at least have to go back to the daily 50 EMA. But it's like when. Nvidia is probably the strongest, one of the strongest mega cap stocks for the Magnificent Seven. Maybe other than Google, but Google starts to lose the 50 EMA and then trending down, and the 9 is below the 21. Gonna cross below the 50 soon. Okay, if AMAT can sell off from this gap up today, then I'll be more convinced the market would have a longer correction or deeper correction maybe for the coming weeks. If today AMAT marks the top of the semis sector. But if AMAT keeps going higher from here, then I think we are still in the choppy market. I'm using IBKR Interactive Brokers. And this Nebius I don't like that it closes pretty strong yesterday. I don't want it to short right after a strong day. Or if you're talking about the long side, it could be like if you're but still on the 50 day or the 21. Yeah, and I think the weekly is still under the 9 and 21 EMA. Like I won't trade any long side for Nebius here. Want to look for at least a maybe breakout and then a pullback. A consolidation above the 50 EMA would be much better. I think it's very similar. Um, Probably a few days more. Need to like consolidate a bit or like well, observe its reaction whether it breaks out and then face the resistance from the anchor VWAP or the weekly anchor VWAP too, or this of these highs or the resistance. The prior swing highs around 1850-ish. It really depends on how it reacts on the key levels. If the memory names are going to bounce back into the hourly 9 EMA, maybe I will be interested to take some shots. Like if SND can bounce back to the 620-ish area. Maybe. So you fails the breakout, a fake out, and then closes below the EMAs yesterday, which is a weak action. USAR breaks down from the anchor VWAP, also the 50 EMA. AEH are down 25% in 2 days. Like it gap up. Like it looks really nice, like on this candle here. At least not maybe like early in this day, not for the close. And then it just goes straight down 17% yesterday. The closest and fill the gap, completely fill the gap and return to the base. Like, Meta tries to make a lower low and loses all the EMAs on the daily and on the weekly too. This is bad. I'm feeling the odds for further downside is getting higher and higher. The banks are starting to looks ugly. Netflix down 43%. Oracle down 50%, more than 50%. IBM's breaking down from the weekly 50. So from this private uptrend, it has hold above the weekly 50 for several times. Back. Anchor free web, I don't know. I'm just using the built-in one in the trading view. Um, yeah, well, it's the high, high, and low and close. So let's see whether, mm, yeah, high, low, and close divided by 3. Opens, okay. If I'm changing to this, I don't see any difference. Or, a little bit, okay. I don't think it makes huge difference. Um, yeah, I think for gold it is more. It's clear that if you're using the open, high, low, and close divided by 4, it looks much better than not using the open. Maybe not much better, but a little bit better. Maybe I'll change it to the standard one, like the opening. This one with the open. But I think it won't make huge difference because I'm like I was using the one without open for months and it still works pretty well. Let's see. No, I deleted the Ngofee one. The watch list that I've created for the presentation. Um, really, I think not much difference. Like really close. Have I always been a rational and calm person? I think I am. Like even before I learned trading, I think I'm a pretty rational and calm person. And after learning trading, and then I've become even more rational and calm than before. But even with that said, I was I'm still having like emotions, the ups and downs when I'm trading really good or having drawdowns. Well, I think the most important is not to eliminate your emotions. You have to you have to ride with your emotions, like just acknowledge um what you're feeling now, and but try not to let it influence your decision making or your or your or your views or your interpretation to the market. I will still feel very happy when I'm making good returns. I will still feel pretty upset when I'm in a drawdown. I will try to um I'll try not thinking them like um just try to not let the emotions like worsen affect your decision making. I think that's the most important point. Because sometimes when you're too euphoric, and then you will be maybe chasing some stocks or not not selling into strength when it's extended because you think it can go further up. Or on the other hand, if you are having a losing streaks, then you may feel um, hesitant or just not willing to take your losses and obey your stops, or you just widen your stops and then or even like take more risk when you're in a losing streak trying to make back your losses. Like these are the ones that I want to avoid. Oh, I really wanted to like to add to my shorts on the gold and silver here. If if there's not a weekend tomorrow and a holiday for Monday, I will be adding more. I've received a lot of questions of what stocks that I would recommend him or her to buy. So many questions, so many people ask me, ask for my advice for maybe investment or stock picking. I just tell them to buy the ETFs, the QQQs and VOOs, and just just hold for 10 years. This is the best advice that I can give. Because if you have learned trading seriously, you will know it will be really difficult to beat the market, to beat the indices. So you may spend hundreds of hours learning trading, but still underperform the Qs or the SPY. So why don't you just put your savings, put your investments in the ETFs, and you can save for hundreds of hours and still outperform most of the retail traders or investors. I don't like using trend lines. Sometimes I do. Um, when I'm still trading the breakouts, or when the breakouts works much better in 2020, 2023, or 2024, that there are more ranges, like small ranges within the base, then I may use the trend lines more. But like for now, I'm trading more pullbacks, then there's no reason for me to use trend lines. Maybe sometimes with I remember when I'm trading like silver or gold, like trying to find the shorts, the parabolic shorts. I've drawn some trend lines for the top, connecting the swing high for each lower time frame uptrend. So this one here breaks the first upper trend line, and then this is the second one. So you can see the trend lines get steeper and steeper, but the price still like breaks above them. And even here, like the price breaks above the trend lines with the steepest angle. I think that is like maybe 60 or 70-degree slope. You can easily like observe this is getting parabolic. And for like if it breaks out from this trend line, that is like I would tell myself that the top is really close. And remember, this is for in 15 minutes time frame. It's not in the not even on the daily. Like because daily has been already up for 170% since early 2024. And back then, this is like 20% above the 50 EMA. So given the big picture, then I will zoom into like to see whether um, maybe here could be a potential reversal, potential resistance area. But this is not the case for this time. But I'm using trend lines less often now. And I really want to try to keep my charts clean because I think now it is already pretty overwhelmed by the EMAs or the anchor fee web. If I'm adding more lines into my charts, then I would. It's not great for analyzing the charts. 2025 trades, you can go to the Trade Alliance videos on YouTube. Like, how long? How far could this go further up? These things are going crazy. Yes，我可以講廣東話，但係我係想多啲觀眾可以聽得明，可以分享俾多啲觀眾聽，所以我就用英文，同埋都可以練下我嘅英文。我英文一向都好差。 Looks like a bounce coming in. I think as long as the IWM not going to close above the 9 EMA, it will be fine. For the short side. It's starting to look something like here. In 2015, it goes sideways for 8 months. 8 months. SNDK opens below the anchor VWAP. Can I get a bounce? Can stop going down. IWM bouncing into the resistance. Okay, SNDK bounce back a little bit. That's nice. That's nice. Trying to wait for the 9 EMA. 1 minute 9 EMA. Hopefully, can go back to the 620-ish area. Yeah, shorted a bit here. And I have already tried SNTK for 3 or 4 times. Nah. Still, it keeps hanging around. Keeps keeps holding a 9 EMA or a 21 EMA. Oh, I wanted to short the gold, so we want to add to the shorts. Rick, I'm going to log out for my IBKR. I think I just can't control myself. Yeah, I think Lumen is a pretty good short candidate. On the previous gap level, have several rejections on the 50 EMA. And given that most of the speculative names are weak or going lower, then I think that both individually and the sector wise, I think Lumen is a good short candidate. Hopefully this SNDK is going to like have some follow through and lose the 9-day. I don't want to see the STX goes down by 15%, but SNDK is only down 5%. Oh my god, silver is rejecting. I just... it is so sad. I'm going to cover some shorts into the weakness today before the weekend. If it keeps going down, oh my god, this is if gold is going to, if it's going to like go straight down directly from here, that would be really sad. Yeah, that would be really sad. Coin is too extended to the downside. Personally, I don't like it. I think the compared to shorting it here, the better opportunity will be on the long side, I believe. If it keeps going down from here, like in a steep angle, maybe to the 120-ish or even 100 area. Yeah, I think 120-ish, the prior swing high, the key level, and then break and retest to find support at this level. 120 around 115. If it's going to gap lower in the next week, then it's a pretty solid parabolic long entry point if it's possible. Yes, I will be holding my shots if I don't get stopped out. But there's always a gap, a gap risk. You just you just cannot avoid it. You just cannot avoid it. And if you don't take risk, you won't gain the extra return. Because sometimes you can get a gap down, sometimes you can get a gap up. And there's always a possibility of a Black Swan event tomorrow. Just embrace it. Okay, so looks like this is bouncing back up. Pretty strong reversal from IWM. It's only 15 minutes after the open. Look at this, like this, the fake move. I don't think these types of action can be manipulated or like it's only resulted by the algos or whatever. Like I think these are cues and spies. You cannot just manipulate the price action of an index. But I just don't. I just I just I'm just curious why the first 15 minutes is it's so choppy. Is this the real flush? Is this the real move after all the chop? Yesterday, pretty huge volume, like a doji candle, and generally when it stalks, like makes a huge move, like it's kind of parabolic move. If it's not going straight down, and it is very likely to build a second, like a higher low. No, sorry, lower high before the downtrend. So yesterday could be the lower high if we are getting follow through from here. What are the examples? The base of GME is a little bit like it's quite long, but like for this one, you can see after a parabolic move or after the top, and then it comes back for a lower high. Oh, sorry. Like gold is looking a little bit similar here, but for now, like also a breakout from a really good looking flag or a good looking base. It's looking very similar like 4 months ago, I believe. Like here. And then there's the first leg down and then a kind of wedge higher, but it fades after losing a 9 EMA and make a lower high here. But the pattern like repeats and repeats. This is, by the way, 45 years ago. And if you're zooming out, you can also consider this is the first lower high in a higher time frame, or you can on a weekly time frame. It's going to retest the previous resistance, and then it starts the new downtrend. But this one is looking less obvious. It's just building a flat top. But the meaning behind this is very similar. And it does not need to go straight down to form it top. Sometimes it's going to retest the resistance for several days or weeks. But here, this one looks really nice, or even here, this one. There's two attempts to break out and then to start another uptrend and trying to take out the previous resistance, but it fails. And then like this candle so clean, it looks like good breakouts. Like from here, opens high, gaps up, and then trying to break out from the previous high, but it fails, and then it just goes down. What is the wheat stocks? QB, no AQB, no ECB. This one is forms a higher high. Like they say, is this called a wake off? Wake off. What's that called? Wake off spring. Simply just a fake out. Trying to like took out the previous highs and then but quickly start to lose the EMAs. This move is up 500% almost. Like it. So if you have studied charts enough, you will slowly like to get a sense of what a topping pattern looks like. And then the price actions here is so choppy, it's not orderly, and with huge volume. I didn't enter the Rivian. Like it is the idea that I'm tracking, just trying to observe its price action. So right now, Rivian is getting rejected by the Anchor VWAP. Pretty weak action. But it kind of correlates with the general market. What the market is doing. This is unbelievably choppy. Um, I don't know. I have no idea of shorting the gap up. I didn't study enough for the gap up in the stage four stocks. But I think there could be a play. I don't know. The ARK is building a bear flag. If it goes sideways for 2 to 3 days under the 9 EMA, it would be pretty good. But for shorting this the small or the micro cap names, The FTAI shows an example of a good looking chart, a good setup, but it fails when the market is not cooperating. At least for now, I don't know whether it would turn back up later today, but at least for now. Um, n- Not going to take the long setup for in in this market environment, and it's too illiquid, and I don't like trading the biotech stocks. I'm using the essential plan, like the cheapest plan of TradingView. I just don't need that many functions. I, nothing to do for now. Just going to watch it. Just going to like see whether the SNTK would take me out again. And then this is probably the fourth or the fifth attempt. I think the fourth one. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think the fourth one. Have you faced? Yes. Yes. I also noticed this feature when you're anchoring the anchor view up at a lower time frame, but but like it won't make a huge difference. It's just a tiny difference, and it usually won't affect my decision making. Just because I anchor it in the hourly chart, I won't switch my shorts into the longs. I'm just gonna use the one that the price respects the most. That this market is so exhausting. But this type of market can really enhance to your improve your trading level if you somehow survive or even make money in this market, this type of the market. Then when the next trending market or the easy money market comes, then you can you feel it, like it's like um I can't think of a very good metaphor, but you know what I mean. If you can manage to trade well in this type of market, you will be trading really well in the when the market um turns back to be a turns to a trending one. Like doing the maths doing the maths in primary school when you graduated from a college, uh, from a university, doing the child math. And it's probably the one of the longest, the choppy market since 2020, since I've traded. I started trading. Probably there's one in late 2021 and then one in early 2025. But they are just 1 month, around a month. Now it's like chopping around near like for almost 3 months, the more than 3 months since October, since late October. Only very few leaders are making moves. I really want AMAT to mark the top of the semis run like this. Please like stop the choppy market. Like just stop it. A Seagate looks a little bit similar to the plug back in that just shown back in 2021. Plug is up. Wow, plug is up 2,000%. CK is up 600%. Still a still a crazy move. SNDK is this is the weakest one. The relative weakness compared to the Western Digital and Seagate. You just pick one direction. Just pick a direction, man. But it is pretty weak. Like the even though the queues are extended from the daily 9 EMA, like the bounce for the first hour is weaker than I expected. Not even to the 9 EMA on the hourly chart. And the spice too, like is I'm thinking of shorting W the Western Digital and the Seagate. If we got a reversal from here. The weekly chart it just looks SNTK is really the weakest one. This is pretty interesting. So they both made a higher high yesterday, and then SNTK made a lower high. Market tries to prove itself when after a claim it is weaker than I expected. It's trying to prove itself, trying to prove me wrong. And FTI regains its upside. Wolf. Yes, Wolf is probably one of the strongest one. Yeah, another intraday reversal. But like the general picture, the market breadth and the individual stocks actions is not convincing enough for me to look for the upside. Odds is looking pretty strong, but it's like near the angle VWAP and the 9 and 21 EMA. Mm, if we can close above them, that will be a bullish sign. NRG trying to push higher from this base here. I think I got stopped out. Very close, very close. I don't look at the fundamentals. Yeah, I'm looking at the technicals only. Pretty a strong bounce for today. I'm just trying to hold my shots for a little bit longer this time. like using just following my stop. Oh no, I ran out of buying power. I couldn't short this STX. Damn it. That it is what it is. Oh, so sad. So Q's are rejecting on the daily 9 EMA. Mm-hmm. And IWM at the 50 EMA, also the anchor VWAP area. Like as long as it is not going to, I think as long as my SNT didn't get stopped out, I think it's fine. I can even short maybe Intel here, but it's still in an uptrend. And yeah, I don't want to risk too much on a long weekend. Compared to the STX, not worth taking the risk today. So many fake moves in it. It tries to go down and then reverses up, chopping for like 30 minutes with a 0.5% range. Now Qs is trading at 1.6 ADR. What about here? Like back in 2021, it's only like 0.9% ADR. Now it's almost double of that in 2021. It starts a move to the upside and then now it's fading back. Maybe it will like to goes back up again in the next 5 minutes. But at least it shows respect on the hourly EMAs for now. And a pull back to the EMA is better for another leg higher than just keeping gap down. Keeps gapping down. that is brutal. Like how I think probably so many people are getting faked into this bounce. Especially when IWM is bouncing really strong. But why are there like 160 people still watching the stream? I'm I'm not even not talking a lot today. Man, this SNDK, if it really works out, then I think this would be one of the legendary traits. How many cents? 614. Oh, okay. 2 cents? Is this 2 cents? 2 cents from my stops. From being stopped out. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah. When Christian is streaming back in 2020, 2021 and 2022, I also like tune in his stream and then like listening to him talking or just treat it as a background noise. And then good old days. I really want Christian to stream again and then I can bring back the old memories. Yeah, greetings from Germany and Romania. Thank you for being here and then I was shorting. Like my stop is above the day high. I'm shorting. No, I haven't been to India. I think I'm jinxing. I'm gonna jinx this trade again. And now the skills are trying to snap back up. Another V-shaped recovery from here. Like trading is so easy, isn't it? Really don't know what what market is doing right now. I have no idea. I cannot picture the seller and the buyers in this type of of the condition. Like who is buying, who is selling? I have no idea. Like on for the kills for the weekly chart, it definitely looks much like really ugly here. Like this week could possibly marks the second week of the close below the 9 EMA and also the first week close below the 21 EMA. And it's not a sharp decline. Like it's not a quick one like here. It's like flagging for several months and then starting to lose it gradually. Which reminds me of the 2022 bear market. IWM is really strong today. Can I just change the IWM? IWM is going to 267 today. Take out yesterday's high. Hello, Richard. Oh my god. If I speed up my video, you can speed up my video. Like you can just adjust it in your settings on YouTube. You can even speed up to 1.5 or 2x. Gold and silver are tanking. Man, like gold here is one of the really good pullback short spot if you misses the first flush. 150 and the 50 start crossing down, and the 4-hour chart is like the EMAs are clustering together, and all the other metals are showing relative weakness, all under the EMAs. We see some moves. Just pick one. Just you can either go up or down, not going sideways. Go back to 267, please. IWM. Go back to 267. It will be a barcode pattern. Imagine if prints another red candle here, prints another one, then this one is the green one. That will be a barcode pattern, which is, I don't know whether it's bullish or bearish. I have no idea. Probably depends on the last candle. So it's probably going to get stopped out. On SNDK. But B is now staying below the EMAs. And after yesterday's candle, looks ugly. Like gaps up and then fades all day. GFS is one of the outliers after the earnings. Interesting. But generally, I'm going to like leave my desk around now. But I'm so curious on where the market could go next. So AMAT is starting to fade to the day low, to the low of day. Nvidia trying to lose the EMAs. Oh my god, am I getting stopped out? How many attempts? Like, can SN when would SNDK, like, if it builds another full flag and then breaks out again from this space here, it will be phenomenal. It's already up 1,500% in just 6 months. That would be one of the craziest moves in the stock market history. Wow. Okay, this thing stops me out. But I'm not going to give up yet. I'm not going to give up yet. The IWM is really strong today. Now it's reclaiming above all the EMAs. But actually, SNDK looks better now. If it starts fading, now, like who is selling here and then like selling yesterday and then buying today? Are that are there that much of the discrepancies between different market participants? Strong selling yesterday, strong buying today. Looks like the market is when it goes higher. Yeah, if that's the case, then I'm probably not going to trade for the rest of the day. I truly wish the market god doesn't punish me in this trade. Doesn't punish me this time. The fifth attempt. The fifth attempt. That is. That's brutal. Like I'm only risking 0.3% for each trade, so like 5 losing streak is only 1.5% drawdown, so I think it's still acceptable. Yeah, pulls back to the 9 EMA. Really want to close below the into VWAP from the swing high here. Yeah, I think it is what it is. That's it for today. I'm just this market is just uh, don't know what it is doing. Just let my stop decides. And thank you everyone, and then see you in the next stream.